Welcome back to Who Died Today. Over the past few days, the world has bid farewell to some truly beloved and unforgettable stars. In today's episode, we pay heartfelt tribute to these remarkable lives and the legacies they've left behind. Before we begin, we kindly ask for a moment of support. If any of these stories have moved you or reminded you of someone special, please give this video a thumbs up to honor their memory. Thank you. Number 4. Rod Steiger, the explosive artist who bared his soul on screen. Hollywood bows its head in reverence. A volatile genius of the silver screen. A man with a gaze that pierced through pretense, and a voice that thundered with truth. Rod Steiger, the actor who didn't just play roles, but inhabited souls, has left us. If Rod Steiger ever made you feel something raw, something real, please give this video a thumbs up to honor his legacy. Born April 14, 1925 in West Hampton, New York, Rod's life was never easy. Abandoned by his father and raised by an alcoholic mother, he joined the Navy at just 16 to escape his fractured home. After the war, acting didn't just become his profession, it became his salvation. Steiger's performances were never surface level. In The Pawnbroker, he gave us grief wrapped in silence. In The Heat of the Night, he turned hatred into humanity and won the Oscar for it. In On the Waterfront, he held his own beside Brando, delivering raw emotion that still lingers in cinematic history. He refused to play it safe. He turned down roles in Patton and The Godfather, not out of pride, but principle. He once said, "I've refused roles many times because I'd have to lose my integrity." Rod battled depression for years and spoke openly, bravely, to break the silence for others. That alone made him a hero beyond the screen. Rod Steiger wasn't flawless, but that's what made him unforgettable. Steiger remained active into the 2000s, working until his final days. He died on July 9, 2002, in Los Angeles from pneumonia and kidney failure, leaving behind a body of work that roars with passion, grit, and compassion. Please share, subscribe, and leave a comment with your favorite Rod Steiger performance. Let's keep his fire burning. Number 3. Denise Richards, the pain behind the glamour. Breaking news. Today, we look back at the incredible journey of Denise Richards, a star whose story has taken a deeply emotional turn. For decades, she dazzled us with her beauty, her confidence, and that unforgettable smile. But behind the glamour was a woman quietly breaking. And recently, something happened that left fans holding their breath. As the headlines surfaced, many feared the worst. Was this the end of Denise Richards? From tabloid chaos to public heartbreak, she had weathered storms most wouldn't survive. And now, her name returned to the front page. But this time, not for a role, not for a red carpet, for something far more painful. Born on February 17, 1971, in Downers Grove, Illinois, Denise Lee Richards was raised with Midwestern values and big California dreams. She moved to Oceanside at 15, chased modeling gigs, and never looked back. By her 20s, she became the face of 90s Hollywood. Starship Troopers, 1997, Wild Things, 1998, and The World Is Not Enough as one of the most talked-about Bond girls in franchise history. Audiences fell in love, but fame wasn't a fairy tale. Behind the photo shoots and premieres was a woman navigating abuse, custody battles, and a high-profile divorce from Charlie Sheen, all under a relentless media spotlight. She became a single mom to daughters Sammy and Lola And in 2011, she made the quiet, courageous decision to adopt baby Eloise, who would later be diagnosed with a rare chromosome disorder. Denise didn't flinch. She just gave more love. Then came a second chance at happiness. Aaron Vipers. They married in September 2018, built a blended family, and even appeared together on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. To fans, it looked like Denise had finally found peace. But now, that chapter has closed too. On July 4, 2025, while the world celebrated freedom, Denise faced a different kind. Aaron filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. He requested spousal support, revealed he'd earned no income since closing his business, and even asked to divide their company, Smoke and Mirrors Entertainment. There were no public tears, no bitter posts. Instead, Denise, always the survivor, posted a smiling bikini photo on Instagram with the caption, "Red, white, and a little bit ooh la la." But that's Denise. She doesn't beg for sympathy. She just quietly carries the weight. Today, as headlines swirl and legal papers pile up, Denise Richards faces one of the most difficult seasons of her life. But she's still standing. She is not gone. She is not broken. She is alive. And like she's done so many times before, she's walking through pain with grace. She may not be in a blockbuster right now. She may not be on the red carpet. But in the quiet, in the struggle, Denise is becoming someone stronger, someone real. This isn't a farewell. It's a reminder that behind every flawless smile is a fight we may never see. So today, we honor Denise Richards, not because she's left us, but because she refuses to leave herself behind. Drop a comment if her strength has ever inspired you. Keep her in your thoughts as she navigates this critical time. And if you believe that even heartbreak can bloom into healing, like, share, and subscribe. Because sometimes the realest stars shine through the pain. Number 2. Joe Bonsall, the voice that carried a nation. The music world has lost a golden voice and a gentle soul. Joe Bonsall, beloved tenor of the Oak Ridge Boys, has passed away. For over 50 years, his voice soared through classics like Elvira and American Made, uniting generations with harmony, hope, and heart. Born May 18, 1948 in Philadelphia, Joe's roots were humble. His faith was deep. His joy, contagious. He wasn't just a performer. He was a storyteller, an author, a banjo player, and a beacon of faith. He sang not for fame, but for purpose. In 2023, he joined the band's farewell tour. By January 2024, illness forced him to step away. He faced amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, with quiet courage, never losing his spirit. Joe Bonsall died on July 9, 2024, in Hendersonville, Tennessee, at 76. The stage is darker tonight, but his song will never fade. Like this video to honor Joe. And share your favorite Oak Ridge Boys memory in the comments. Number 1. Kerry Condon, the quiet flame still burning. Breaking news, and one that's left fans across the world stunned. Today, we reflect on the remarkable journey of a woman whose presence could command a Shakespearean stage, haunt the screen in silence, and move entire generations with just a look. Kerry Condon, the quiet Irish force behind some of the most unforgettable performances in modern film and television. For many, she was the sharp-witted Octavia in Rome, the heartbreaking Clara in The Walking Dead, or the ghost-like voice of F.R.I. Day in the Avengers films. But behind all that acclaim was a spirit that never sought the spotlight, only the truth. Born on January 9, 1983, in Tipperary, Ireland, Kerry Condon wasn't born into Hollywood. She charged into it, driven not by fame, but by the aching desire to become her characters. By age 19, she was working with the Royal Shakespeare Company, making history as the youngest actress ever to play Ophelia in Hamlet. She wasn't just talented, she was ferocious. Martin McDonagh cast her in two of his darkest, most emotionally wrenching plays, The Lieutenant of Inishmore and The Cripple of Inishmaan, the latter earning her a Lucille Lortel and a Drama Desk Award. She didn't chase blockbusters, they found her. From Ned Kelly to Unleashed, from Better Call Saul to the Banshees of Inisherin, Kerry became the rare performer who could disappear into a role so completely you forgot she was acting at all. But what few knew was how deeply she felt it all. She once said, "Everyone at home thought I was nuts when I said I wanted to be an actress. I'm sure they were just trying to protect me from disappointment." That vulnerability was never a weakness. It was her edge. Her peers speak of her as someone who brought no ego, just raw emotion and terrifying honesty. And today, the world feared we lost that flame. But Kerry Condon is alive. And yet she is facing one of the most turbulent moments in her personal life. Just days ago, it was quietly revealed that Kerry is going through an emotional heartbreak. A long-term relationship has ended behind the scenes. Though deeply private, those close to her say the split was unexpected, painful, and deeply personal. While no official statement has been released, her recent absence from public events and social media suggests she's retreating inward, perhaps to heal. For someone who spent her life portraying broken women with grace and strength, it's now her own heart that needs mending. Kerry has always championed compassion, not just for animals, whom she fiercely protects, but for people. And maybe now it's time for the world to offer that compassion back to her. So no, this is not a final goodbye. This is a moment to pause, to recognize the weight she's quietly carried, and to remind her you're not alone. If Kerry Condon's performances have ever touched you, leave a heart in the comments. And say a silent prayer for strength, peace, and healing. And please, like, share, and subscribe as we continue honoring those whose artistry shaped our hearts. Because sometimes the strongest souls are the ones still standing, quietly and bravely behind the curtain. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to share your memories or favorite moments about these icons in the comments below. And if this tribute touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe for more emotional stories that celebrate the lives of those who will never be forgotten.